This is the BBC.
You're listening to Thursday's episode of The Archers from BBC Radio 4.
She was always so full of life.
That's true.
Up and about, getting on. That was her way.
Yes, she had more energy than anyone I've ever known.
She'd make a decision, she'd make it happen. No truck with ifs and buts and maybes.
Caroline could be a whirlwind.
And she died as she lived. No messing about. Just got on with the business in hand.
How are you coping, Oliver?
Me? Fed up with the paperwork, the bureaucracy of death, all of it in a foreign language. But I think we're winning.
I'm so glad you're here with us now, after doing all that alone.
Yes, me too. But Caroline was never one for a gloomy face or dwelling on unpleasantness. She wanted us all to remember the good times.
Of which there were many.
Very many.
She was very special.
I was never sure what she saw in an old fuddy-duddy like me.
Oh, she loved you very much.
And I her.
You could put the rucksack on the back seat, perhaps?
No, thank you, Shula. Prefer to keep her on my lap. If that's all right with you.
Whatever's best for you.
The stewardess on the aeroplane made me put her in the luggage rack. Not very dignified.
No.
It was that, or under the seat in front of me, which I thought was worse. A very forthright young woman, no nonsense. Put me in mind of Caroline, actually. Now, gossip.
Gossip?
What's been happening while we've been away?
Well, I'm not sure. Let me think.
The juicier, the better.
Oh, sorry, mine's gone blank.
Caroline's been very intrigued that Matt Crawford's back on the scene.
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten him. He's got a suite at Grey Gables.
Sweet. He must be doing well.
I suppose.
Did we hear he's involved in some sort of racecourse consortium?
Oh, I'm afraid I don't know any more than that, but I can tell you that Auntie Chris went to a publicity meeting the other day, and she was very impressed by his boss.
And how does dear Lillian feel about him being back?
Oh, as far as I know, none too thrilled.
And Justin?
Oh, I imagine Justin's too tied up with his new business developments to pay Matt Crawford much heed.
For example?
Oh, well, there's a big new pig operation he wants to build.
All right.
And he's also planning a small estate of houses on some bridge farmland. If he can get permission, of course.
Busy man.
As I say, too busy to worry about Matt Crawford.
Such a shame about Matt. We were very disappointed in him.
Yes. He treated Lillian very shabbily.
I used to have something of a soft spot for the man. Shared a few brandies with him the night before I married Caroline. A few too many brandies, actually. We always thought he and Lillian made rather a good couple. Like you and Alistair. And Caroline and me.
Oh dear.
What?
Borsetshire Planning Department consultation page. The new pig unit? Matt Crawford's left a comment.
What's he said?
Well, come and have a look.
I haven't got time. I said I'd go and collect Jill. A car's playing at... I'll get the door.
Oh dear.
Lexi! Oh, your English conversation.
Hi, Kirsty.
Ouch.
Oh, come in. Roy, it's Lexi.
Oh, hello there.
I don't know how to tell you this, Lexi. I've double booked myself.
Double booked.
It means that... Thing is, I've promised to help pack things away at the pop-up cafe in Borchester.
No worries. Is that a good expression?
Well, it's a very good expression.
I've been watching English television, or maybe it was Australian.
Anyway, Roy's here, and he'd be happy to talk to you, wouldn't you, Roy?
What about?
Anything.
Oh, there is no need. We can rearrange.
No, he's happy to help. Thanks, Roy. Bye. Got a dash.
Thank you, Roy, but I think it's best if I leave.
I'm no English teacher, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry to have disturbed you.
I'm sorry I can't be of help.
Oh, no worries. Oh. Stephen King?
Yeah.
I've just finished one of his books. It was in a pile in the caravan.
Oh, which one?
It was about a woman who likes reading. She saves an author from a car accident.
Misery.
That is it, Misery.
Oh, what did you think?
Would it be strange to say I loved it?
No, I love that one too.
What a writer! I forgot I was reading in a foreign language.
He's a master storyteller.
Yes. Well, goodbye.
Or you could stay and we could talk about books.
Thank you, Roy, but I'm sure you have plans.
Oh, not really. Shall I put the kettle on?
Oh, Brian Aldridge doesn't matter.
Everyone matters. It's only if we band together and demand change that anything will ever change.
Don't worry about it, Jill. You did your best.
But it wasn't enough. Brian and Jennifer are still going to the gala opening. Have you seen how much those women charge? I had a look at their website. I was shocked. Over £20 for a bowl of tomato soup. Makes Grey Gables prices seem a giveaway. It's the food they throw away that makes me so angry. In a country where people are having to queue up at food banks.
Please don't upset yourself.
I'm not upset, I'm angry and I'm ashamed. I feel as if I'm finally waking up and discovering that there's more to life than pots of fresh coffee and slices of lemon drizzle. Stop laughing at me.
I'm not laughing, Jill. I think you might be being a bit harsh on yourself. Fox hunting, Route B.
Well, perhaps.
Forget Brian and Jennifer. The gala opening would go ahead even if they cancelled. We can think of better ways of challenging the Duxford's food waste.
For example?
Well, I've been talking to some old friends who've been involved in some campaigns over the years. And, well, we've come up with a few ideas.
Sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
There's not a lot more to tell. We're still in the early stages. Oh, come on, Jill, before the lights change.
Kirsty, you're fobbing me off. Why are you fobbing me off?
Oh, Oliver, there you are.
Just came down to pay my respects to the horses. Give them Caroline's love. Which one's Bella?
Ah, there, right next to you.
Ah, she's a beauty. Hello, gorgeous. I can see why my Caroline liked you.
Alistair was wondering if you fancy a whiskey and soda.
Ooh, I should say so. Bye-bye, old girl. Caroline talked about Bella quite a lot. I used to tease her sometimes. She liked animals better than people.
Some animals are more likeable than some people.
Yes. There's a simplicity in the natural world, a directness, a lack of guile. She liked that. No insider trading in nature, she used to say. No intrigue, no plotting, no hypocrisy, no lying. Just the cycle of birth, life, death. We talked about death, the two of us, when we wrote our wills. She said something that stuck in my mind. I'm not frightened of dying, she said. Not the event, anyway. Though I'm not so keen, perhaps, on the process. Especially if it hurts. She was always very practical.
Yes.
And she said, when my time comes, I like the idea of my atoms dancing out into the world, looking for another owner. She didn't worship any god, but she did believe in nature. Of course, we both always imagined that I would go first. Did you mention a whiskey and soda?
It seems so wrong to be packing this stuff away.
The cafe was only ever going to be temporary, Jill.
I know, but it doesn't mean I have to like it. So, tell me about your plan.
Plan?
Stop trying to look like butter wouldn't melt. You know perfectly well what plan.
Well, it's still taking shape.
Go on, I'm listening. Don't you trust me?
Of course I do.
Then tell me. If you don't, I shall stand here and I shall scream.
Oh, Jill.
Don't you believe me?
All right, OK. Well, you know the Duxford Sisters are holding a PR event next week?
Yes.
Well, we're going to protest it.
Protest it?
Banners and so on. Against the waste.
Good, count me in.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Why ever not?
How could I put this, Jill? Aren't you a bit old for direct political action.
How extremely ageist of
Oh,
you.
I didn't mean it like that.
Surely no one's too old to make their voice heard.
No, of course not. But we'll be standing around in the street, maybe for quite some time.
I
and
think
don't want you
I
to get...
might manage that.
Chill.
I assure you I shall stand quietly at the back, politely holding the banner. And it's no good you shaking your head at me, Kirsty. I've made up my mind. I'm coming.
Thank you very much for the book.
Hope you enjoy it.
It will be interesting to compare it with the film,
Oh, you've seen the film?
with subtitles.
You still here, Lexi?
Yeah, we got talking about books.
Stephen King books.
He never started on Stephen King. Oh, my deepest sympathies.
He has lent me the book Carrie. Thank you, Roy. I shall return it as soon as I have finished it.
You sure about the lift?
I am sure.
Okay, then.
Cheers. I like this way of saying thank you. No worries.
Right, better get on.
Okay, well, that seems to have gone well.
Yeah, she's very nice.
And you're lending her Stephen King novels.
What?
Nothing.
What?
You planning on adding it to your spreadsheet? Just saying.
That was a wonderful meal, Shula. Thank you.
You don't need to help with the dishes.
That's just what Alistair said. I ignored him, and now I shall ignore you. Where shall I put him?
Oh, on the side's fine, thanks.
The fettuccine was divine.
Thank you.
I could tell it was fresh.
Yes, it was. Fresh from the supermarket.
A woman after Caroline's heart. She said to me once, "Life's far too short, Oliver, to skin a tomato."
Oliver, I wonder if I could talk to you about her memorial ceremony.
Of course.
You know I've arranged for it to be at Grey Gables.
Yes.
Well, have you had a chance to look over the thoughts I've had for readings and poems and so on?
I don't need to. I know it will all be perfect.
Well, Alan's been a great help, a good sounding board.
I'm not surprised. He'll be far more experienced than any of us in this sort of thing.
Of course, there's no question of him officiating, so I was wondering if you had any ideas.
Hang on. You mean he's not prepared to be part of her service because she wasn't a believer?
Oh, no, don't blame him. It was me. I just wasn't sure you or Caroline...
But she was very fond of him.
And he was fond of her.
I think she'd very much like him to lead proceedings. If you think he'd consider it.
I think he'll be very flattered.
Though she might prefer him to dispense with the dog collar.
Yes. He'll be there as a friend, not a vicar.
Yes. Oh, Shula. It's such a shame that Caroline can't be there too. She so loved her party.
This is the BBC.
Learn about the Archers characters with our online Who's Who at bbc.co.uk/Archers.